Hey man, I got that new TMX Thrustmaster wheel. It's going down.
Xbox One?
I can't wait to play when I get home.
You'll let me play?
Yeah, I have to play first. Yeah.
No, I'll race it for it.
Well, I have to hand you.
A good afternoon and a warm welcome to you all who have tuned in live here at Formula SimRacing Ace, already being the third event this year. And we have landed in Barcelona on Circuit de Catalunya, where it's obviously wet for everyone to see. Next to me is, believe it or not, Jeroen Kweekel himself. Happy to have you again with us, Jeroen, and really happy that you can spare some time in your busy schedule of iRacing to let us into your golden voice once again.
Well, Chris, thank you very much for that introduction. It's a pleasure to be here. I have to say, tricky conditions out there today. I'm expecting a very, very good race indeed.
Yeah, it's gonna be a wet one for sure, and well, we all know what Dutch people can do in the wet. But you know, Sander Callas is also a guy who's lurking for yet another win, like he has done in Bahrain. Have you followed any races this year, Jeroen?
I've seen a decent bit of the WC race at Bahrain,
Okay.
and I've also seen the start of ACE last week. Is it 2 weeks ago or last week?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, there we
Time
go,
is flying.
in Bahrain, yeah.
Yeah. What was your conclusion of that start of the race in ACE?
Wow.
Chaotic, wasn't
The
it?
start of the race was indeed very, very chaotic. Other than that, I think the cars are very nice. It's very nice as well that they have got a few chassis available. I think 4 or 3 in total, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's nice to have that. I remember FSR had that back in the days as well, but it didn't have that since they went to rFactor 2, I believe, in 2014. But we're seeing all different kind of cars and all different kind of liveries, of course, as well. That's not really any kind of difference from before, but the difference is that most cars look different than others, of course, in terms of modeling.
Yeah, they look a bit more racy, if I'm honest.
I would agree, yeah.
A little bit wider, and well, we have seen that in real Formula 1 this year as well. Obviously, last week we had Australia, the real Formula 1 race. That was certainly something, but maybe we'll catch up later on that. Because the first lap time should be about. Well, a lot of people have issues getting it in between the white lines or touching the white line, which makes them lose, you know, track time. But you know, at the moment, Sander Callas and Florian Becker are well on the way.
Yeah, and everyone being on the full wet tire. I saw Florian Becker going out on the intermediate, but he immediately regretted that choice and went back in to get a set of full wets.
Yeah, a little bit optimistic there, but at least he knows. So it's going to be a wide open session, basically. Dimitri Varov opening the dams with a 38.5. We already have seen Becker earlier on with, I believe, 34th, but yeah, it's a new session, so different track conditions, so everyone will start on 0, I suppose. Schroer on P1 at the moment, Felix from Delft, 37, 36.4 for Schroer. A lot of variations in terms of times. Also, it wouldn't be a bad idea to wait a little before you set your first bank laps, considering the track might dry up a little bit, and every percent less rain on the track is at least another couple of tenths gained.
Yeah, I would agree on that. At the same time, it can work in the disadvantage way as well. With trying. What? Yeah, go ahead.
Is there rain in iRacing?
No, iRacing does not have any kind of rain. They do have some kind of dynamic weather where the wind changed and the temperature changed of the track, but no, there's no rain. No. There's also no day and night cycle either.
Oh, fair enough.
So you're either racing in the day or in the night. It's not both of them.
And Luca Alves, I don't know if you saw it, but he cut at that corner tremendously. Still carrying on though, Brazilian temperament. As long as the stewards haven't noticed a thing, I'm still going to drift about this corner, you know. But at the moment he's in P5, so still on his outlap for now.
Yeah, and Chris,
Or he's doing a second one after.
You spoke earlier about setting 34s. That's exactly what Sander Callas has done. 34.9 is a proper benchmark, I would say, in this qualifying session. It was his first lap as well, so there's plenty more to come, I'm sure. Cheyenne Nayam also crossing the line. He comes in April with a 37.1. So pretty big gap, I would say, Chris, at the moment. 3.2 seconds separating the top 10 there.
Yeah, and definitely a compliment in disguise for Sander Callas, the world champion, being reasonably impressed by his work in the beautiful looking Netflix car, I have to say. But yeah, I agree with you totally. 34.9 in his first outing here, going out again instantaneously. And Becker can't follow over like a second.
Yeah, well, interesting that you picked it up because Becker is currently on the lap. Has gone purple in the first sector, so maybe there's a bit more in the back for Florian Becker. And well, definitely he needs to go a bit faster because, like you have said, the gap is a sector, which is quite a lot. Coming through the middle sector here, though, let's have a look how he does.
Well, he has plus 10 for determination, that's for sure. The car's moving all about the track, and the steering wheel isn't steady indeed. He's fighting that car much around more as he loves to, but as long as it translates into purple sector times, it's all worth it.
Well, no purple sector time there in the middle sector for Becker. In fact, it was slower than his own personal best in the middle sector. So I don't know if Becker can go for an improvement here. Would have to see in the final sector, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. Well, he's trying to color it, to take it in between the lines. You see the edge he has to take off the accelerator here. Tries to floor it here. You see the oversteer gaining into it, but he keeps it on the road. Will it be provisional pole position though? It won't. He made up half a second, but he's still half a second shy of Sander Callas, who is, well, getting ready for a second flyer.
Yeah, he is indeed coming through the chicane now. Final corner as well for him. Let's see what he can do. Can he still improve that time? That's the question, because it seems like a very decent time already. But having said that, he's obviously got 3 more attempts in the bag as well.
Yeah. You have to do something with your time, right? I mean, maybe he's doing some high fuel laps already. It should be in the back, but not in these conditions. It will be changing until the last minutes of the section. It's gonna be tricky. We see a lot of guys waiting as well to make an outing. Maybe some of these guys have penalties. I haven't seen the post-race report, but I don't know if Chatsipantelis did get any penalties.
Yeah, that's a good point there. Chatsipantelis will start from the pit lane, and we have got Oscar Ortiz as well, who will start from the pit lane. So 2 people start from the pit lane.
There you go.
Callas in the meantime has gone purple again in the first sector, so he is indeed able to go faster as well. Brilliant driving so far from Sander Callas. In this qualifying, it's a bit of oversteer on the action of the quick uphill right-hander, but I would say this is looking fairly confident as well, the way he's driving.
Yeah, there's some Italian glue on his blue tires. There's something wrong with that car, because it's so steady on the road, and yet he doesn't seem to find it whatsoever, and he's looking all in control. It's like glued on the road.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's his teammates sort of. Yeah, it's gonna be okay. Hopefully, but yeah, the dirty air is a little bit harsh in this model. Sander Callas though, crossing start-finish line, he is improving himself with only 1/10, and he might have hoped for more though, but still is an improvement.
Yeah, Rabbi in the meantime up to 4th, down to 4th I should say now, because Shower there, yeah, Shower just improved 35.6 for him, 7.5 down on Sander Callas though. Tells you something about the laps that Sander Callas is putting in.
Yeah, and Felix van Delft now, we should go on board with him. He had such an amazing outing of 2 weeks ago in Bahrain, where he finished high up on the podium, and the win was just a little bit too far-fetched, because Sander Callas was, taking the cake in terms of speed, and making no mistakes and whatsoever. And Felix he did have to pace the car, but he was a nice runner-up, so to speak. 36.5 puts him at P8 for the time being, after having made 2 laps in a row. He's going off track now. This is sad. This is sad. 10 minutes to go, and he is halfway session. 2 more outings for him, and as we speak, he is down to P10. It's getting close there. 36.5, and it's only at the top, so to speak.
Yeah, we definitely agree. Like you said, Chris, halfway through the session, top 10 is on your screen. Obviously, as always, keep an eye out on those times. Are there still people who can drop themselves into the 35s? Because then you seem to have a bit of a margin, of a gap to people behind you. Because from P4-ish onwards until P11, it's relatively close to each other, almost within half a second.
Yeah, well said, Jeroen. And the back of the pack is just squabbling a little bit, 38s, 39s, but that's what we expect to see, the difference being a little bit bigger in tricky conditions like this. I remember this one time, last year in Canada it was, I was without a team, my own team, but whatever. And I gave my setup to Michelo Vicentovic. You know, in all good respect, like here you go. And he couldn't manage to do an improvement with it. It was, you know, sometimes it's just your own way how you set up your car in terms of will it work or won't it work.
Actually,
I mean, I had the pleasure of driving with Morgan Moran setups as well in the past, but I just couldn't do it. It was like abracadabra.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, and I hope that I don't say anything that I'm not allowed to say here, Chris, but I remember you gave me a setup as well in Spa last year. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was you.
It could be.
And I couldn't improve on it. I could not improve on
but
my time with your setup.
Did you have that with Go Speed as well, where people were like, "Oh, give me a setup, Jeroen," and well, how can you go this fast with this setup?
Not really at Go Speed. I think I had it more at Origin,
Okay.
because last year's cars were quite different in the way people would set them up. Some would go with incredibly understeery aerodynamics and then oversteery mechanical side of the car.
And we have no boost anymore, no DRS.
Exactly, yeah. So you could play a one actually with the setup in that car. I don't know how it is with this car, to be honest.
Shark fins are looking nicely though. Spot on. So Carlos going out on track once again. Didn't make it around last time. At least not in a decent fashion. He has, well, basically 2 more attempts to go. It's not really a bad thing to go 2 laps on these tires, but it seems to be getting wetter on track. A lot of people tend to spin off.
I'm not really seeing any kind of improvements. Maybe from the wall now down in 8th, he's coming through the final corner. He has improved in the first sector, not really in the middle sectors though, so again I'm a bit doubtful whether he can improve position. The answer to that is he can. Look, that's a really good final sector actually.
He has exactly the same time as Christoph Schroer in my opinion. Both have the 6.38.
Yep, indeed.
Dear God.
So good luck from the wall now there, putting himself up into 3rd place, and he has got another shot at it.
Yeah, awesome stuff, and we are getting in the later stages of this qualify with a lot of drivers having only 1 more outing to go with 6.5 minutes on clock. As we see the sun coming out now. So if you have 1 or 2 more laps, like Cody Blanton for instance, you get a little bit of more grip. Could all be down to timing in the end.
Yeah, and how about Jeroen? He's only done 6 out of 12 laps so far. What's he doing at the minute? I think he's on an out lap. He's just dropped down to 11. Oh, Jeroen goes off actually.
Yeah, trying to be Max Verstappen here. Didn't work out as he hoped to. +1 for trying though, Jeroen.
Yeah, that was on his lap.
I had that horrible crash with him last year, where he went inside me, so to speak, literally. I mean, you can make a funny YouTube video about that, or in any sexual way, but seriously, that was such a laggy, horrible incident.
You know what? I would say eyes out on Florian Becker. He's coming around the final corner. He's making a mistake. He went purple in the first sector, faster in the second sector as well.
He's aborting.
And then he aborts his lap. Sander Collins in the meantime again purple in the first sector, so he's going faster as well. Shower, what can he do? P4 coming across the line now. P3, there we go, puts the wall now down into P4 again. But both the wall now, Felix van Delft and Shower have got another lap. Same for Florian Becker.
Nice to see Felix improve though. He made it up to P6 from P12, I believe. And it's all to do with a little bit of timing as well. I mean, if you're getting down into traffic, you're basically done for. I'm sure all these drivers know how to participate in these events, but there are still 22 drivers on track.
Luke McQuire is done. He is in 6th at the moment, 35.8 from him. Sander Collins coming around the final couple of bends before in the first sector. Not an improvement in the second sector, but I think the third sector on his fastest lap wasn't great at all. So I still think he could go a little bit faster. And does he do that now? The answer is yes. Well faster as well. Half a second still off that time fantastic stuff from Sander Collins.
Amazing.
34.3 indeed. A second to the next guy. Harley Hamnet.
There you
Where
go.
do you come from, sir?
Pulling the rabbit out of the hat right there. P2 for him in his last outing. 35.2, there you have it.
Fantastic stuff.
Indeed, well said. Making it, well, his best qualifying for Sim Racing for sure. Florian Becker, being a veteran as you are, getting out-qualified here, not in a million years, he's saying. He still has to keep it on the road here if he's getting a shot into pole position, but 1.1 second, it's a big bridge to cross.
Yeah,
Sander Callas getting, Florian going really optimistically in that corner.
Yeah, he's on an outlap.
Okay, but Sander Callas really showing the back of his tongue here, like wow.
So who have we got then? We've got Florian Becker, Crystal Shower. They are going for a lap. Felix van Delft
But
will come
Jero
out as well.
second.
And Jero indeed out of nowhere as well. We've got a few guys improving here. Does this mean that the track conditions are getting faster, Chris?
Yes. And I base that on absolutely nothing. No, but yeah, well, we still see people improving, so it's surely working for some of these guys. Well, 3 minutes on board, and still a lot of people having, well, even set only 2 laps, like Christopher Rady. Still has 2 more attempts to go, but swabbling all about the track. The young Brit isn't looking as strong as he's hoping. Waldnell going out for yet another flyer. Schroer is, Becker is on an attempt. Jero can still go out. He's going out right now for his last attempt. Callas is already done. He's in P1, so he has nothing to fear. He has given it everything he has. Or he could have given it, but. And Arif Rosman, out of nowhere indeed, P3. So I think there we have the answer to your question, Jeroen.
Exactly. Going out later is the best option here.
Yeah.
So people who are on their outlap right now could well still jump many positions. There we go. Lucas Alves, 35.0. He puts himself in second now as well. And he has got another lap. I think he's going for it straight away again.
Yeah. This is
Good
really
choice.
smart from the young
Yeah.
Brazilian here
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Netrex. If his tires will be a little bit more up to temperature, and this could be a crucial decision.
Florian Becker, final corner for him. 35.4 for him at the minute. Can he improve? He should, because we've seen plenty of people improving as well. Does he improve? The answer is yes, he does.
Ooh.
In second, half a second off Sander Callas, 34.8.
V2, the Dutch guy, flying yet another day. But we still have a lot of people here making it round. Jero is one of them. Luca Alves is one of them. But he's going off on the track. And there is no way he will finish this lap. But if he has enough fuel in his tank, he is able to make it to round once more, I believe. Perhaps, but well, all eyes on Jero, I suppose, because he's coming around. Last couple of corners for him.
No. It's not a staggering lap from Jero, not at all.
He is able to go another one, I believe. Is he? 10 out of 12 now? Yeah, he is.
Yes, he is. So he will do another.
There you go. He was just loading up ERS. Really happy to see all of that well, shies gone. You know, the boost and the whatsoever. DRS being gone. It's just all about racecraft now. Now all we need to get rid of is a little bit more dirty air. You know? Get it like a kart race again, but that's my perspective. So, P1, Callas, P2, Becker, and Alves still on track, Jero still on track, the Brazilians trying to fight off the Europeans here on their own home soil.
How about Van Delft? Yeah, go ahead.
Van Delft,
Yeah, Alves
is he
done.
on the flyer though?
Van Delft is on the flyer, yes. This will be his final lap as well.
Look at that. Is he gonna make it here? Felix van Delft. Well, he did make an improvement, but it's not the improvement he was hoping for, I'm sure. Jero stationary on the track, not so much of a nice one as well. De Waldnell crossing start-finish line. He is not improving. And that means we, well, basically have our name, Sergi Harras. Oh, it steers it into the wall. Raby still on track as well.
Not many improvements going on anymore.
And
Maybe Raby.
Karel Basco. Karel Basco with 0 minutes on the clock thought, well, you know,
I'll give it a shot.
I'll give it a shot. Wasn't really my day. Yeah. There you have it. Your 5 seconds of fame, Karel. You can make it 10. You can make a name for yourselves in all kinds of ways in Formula Sim racing. One does it with winning, like you do, Jeroen, and one does it with forgetting to brake, like Jatse Pantelis did 2 weeks ago. But, you know, gotta cut him a little bit of slack, just like Lance Stroll. I mean, for instance, like Max Verstappen, his dad was a Formula 1 driver. Lance Stroll, his dad, is a multi-millionaire. In a way, it makes sense that Stroll isn't yet on the level as Ocon or Verstappen. Not Wehrlein, but Wehrlein, he sucks in every way. But yeah, you know, I think in 3 or 4 races, you know, we might see Stroll performing a little bit better. But he was a little bit of a disappointment in winter testing, wasn't he, Kweekel?
Yes.
Short and sound here.
Yeah, well, what more do you want to say? I mean, maybe give him a bit of time. You know,
Yeah, I suppose. But it was nice of Ocon though. I mean, that last move in Australia as well. I thought he was going to hit the back of Alonso there.
Wait. Saying, you know, give him a bit of time. When you look at this Italian guy, what was his name? Giovinazzi.
Yeah, Giovinazzi.
He doesn't need much time at all, though, to impress quite a bit, you know. So.
Oh, true. And what's really going on, I think, is that Sauber, you know, had more money on paper than they had in their vault, and Ferrari was like, yeah, okay, you can use our old engines, and we can give you a little bit of discount if our driver is, you know, Giovinazzi is getting put into the car. And what do we do with Wehrlein then? Well, you just say he has a neck problem because, yeah, whatever, you know, nobody cares. I mean, no way that Wehrlein isn't fit to drive. I mean, it's so obvious that there's more going on. But I'm happy, you know. I mean, that's what Formula 1 needs. I mean, who likes Marcus Ericsson? I mean, if you're a fan of Marcus Ericsson, I mean, you're not a fan of racing, you know. But maybe that's a little bit harsh. The rain has stopped falling. Oh no, it has not. It has just temporarily postponed. But it's falling down like it's raining men, right?
Jatse Pantelis is immediately asking, please remove the stop and go penalty because he exited the pit lane while the session was not even started yet.
Oh. Here we go again. George Jatse Pantelis in the warming up his penalties. Yeah, this is well, anyway, I told him I would give him some slack. He was really angry at me last 2 weeks ago, but I suppose he should be really angry with himself because, you know, I'm not gonna be nice to you if you're gonna screw up 3-4 people's races by just behaving like a moral on the track. You know, I mean, it should be punishable by license revoking. In my opinion, in iRacing you do have this sort of official competition. If you, like, for instance, intentionally crash someone in a lower category, you actually get in trouble with that, getting into higher categories, right? Yeah,
they kind of tried to replicate that in FSR last year, I believe, with introducing safety ratings.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't work the exact way, of course, as it does in iRacing.
Yeah,
in iRacing, it works very, very effectively, I have to say.
So if you would do that, then you would instantly get banned, no matter what.
The safety rating is basically being applied automatically by some kind of system. But if you repeatedly would crash someone out, I'm sure there would be many reports made by people who were the victim of you, and then the iRacing stewards or whatever they've got running there would have a look at that, yeah.
Did you have many accidents there in your Formula 2.0 Renault, right?
Yeah.
On which you were rookie champion, by the way.
I don't think. Yeah, thank you. No, I mean, if you make your debut in one of those rookie classes, of course you will have plenty of crashes. But when you reach a high level of driving, as in a good license, see that progression, I'm sure. Good.
You're
good
finally
quality.
able to drive a McLaren Honda.
Yeah.
You know, the wet
yeah.
dream of every Formula 1 driver.
And it doesn't break down, so you know.
Yeah, perhaps. I don't know how that's going about, but you know, it will find a way if it can. Oh well. Sad thing about Honda, though. I mean, what if they would have, you know, stayed with Mercedes? But then again, you know, the same people obviously asked this same questions with Hamilton leaving McLaren. Like, what the hell? You're leaving to Mercedes? Who they aren't even a winning team. You know, and then 2 years later, nobody ever raised the same question again, and he was suddenly the hero in the easy car, you know, having made a tremendous decision. I mean, I can't get a halt on this guy. I mean, he's living the life, everything you don't want as a Formula 1 boss to have in your team, like a James Hunt type tree without the drugs type of guy, you know, and still he delivers, you know, every time he delivers. I mean, like Monaco last year. I mean, Rosberg in second place had to let Hamilton by because he was too slow. Because they're like, okay, you're too slow, you know, we're losing the race to Ricciardo. You know, just get out of the way for Hamilton. You know, team instruction, bye, Rosberg. I mean, those are like punches in the face of a racing driver, right?
Yes, but if you at the end of the year when you can raise a trophy, you know, I think that counts most.
Yeah. I mean, I'm already happy that he stopped showing it to everyone. To be honest, I mean, I don't know.
Not the Rosberg guy, are you, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I liked him, but he was a little bit over the top, you know. Like what he did with in Austria, that was just not staring into people. He was just a little bit too over the top.
Yeah.
And if you want to crash people off, you should do it, you know, a little bit more gentle, like Verstappen did in Suzuka with Hamilton, which was also a little bit on the edge. But you know, it's harsh defending. But with Rosberg, it was just sad. He knew Hamilton was better, and it was just a dash to the finish. I mean, he basically lost the lead. He lost the championship. He would have been the only non-world champion having won the first 5 events or 4 events or something.
Right, Chris, I'm gonna cut you off there because we've got some kids already crying that they complained about this being an F1 discussion instead of FSR commentary, so...
Oh shit, sorry.
Oh shit, yeah, we should go back to FSR commentary indeed.
Okay, so Sergi Haras here, on a flyer, 37.761 for him. Only 10 guys on the track, Sander Callas not being as fast as he was in qualifying with a 43.4. What is the conclusion here, Kweekel? Salas will not win this race. Being British commentary here.
Yeah.
No, but yeah. Can't take this. Oh, there you go. Well, now we can take this session seriously. Sander is taking it seriously as well, and that was the thing we are waiting for. No, but I think that's with some nice fuel in. Obviously, we have the refueling again, Jeroen.
Indeed, that's something brilliant. That's really exciting. Puts engineers at work as well, quite a bit. I would have to say, especially in WC, obviously. But what I wanted to point out is that the rain seems to be very, very solid, very, very steady. It doesn't stop. It just keeps on raining. So, will we see a transition in the race from wet to dry? Maybe. But at the minute, you have to say, since practice onwards, it has only been pouring it down without any kind of change. I mean, you said it, the sun came out for a little second, but that was really all there was to it.
What the first thing is that comes to mind when you say this is Spa last year, when it was raining in WC as well. Yeah. You were on slick tires at a certain given moment because there was such a dry line. Because there hasn't been driven on the wet line, you know, you couldn't overtake on the straights because you know you couldn't race on the wet with slick tires. So there you're stuck in a loop where it's actually faster on the slick tires, but you can't overtake because there's just a train rail of grippy surface.
I agree, and that was actually on the intermediate So on the intermediate it was already hard to overtake outside of the dry line, let alone when you are on the softs, obviously, or on the slicks rather.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the people on the racing line could always brake later because it was dry. Because thermodynamics is still a little bit of an issue in rFactor 2, but you know,
You're
People in
basically
real life are
fighting.
still figuring that out. So
You're fighting over a 2-meter width of space on the track, and you know, sometimes you should use your head a little bit more than your heart, I would
Yeah.
say.
as well, but a real racing driver always blames the other guy. I mean, that's the nature of a racing driver, isn't it?
For some, yes.
I mean, he pushed me off the. Same with Max Verstappen in turn 1 in Abu Dhabi. Clearly he went wide. It wasn't not a million years. It was Hülkenberg's fault. It was every right for him to be there. And the first thing he says is, "Yeah, I didn't get much room there." You know, like you have to go out of the way for me. But that's the same thing you want to have. I mean, you have to have that over aggression that it tends to be a little bit cocky on track sometimes. You know.
Yeah.
And yeah, but we did see a lot of nice battling. I'm really surprised to get a little bit on the chat, a little bit of Formula 1. I was really surprised to see the Ferrari being that quick. I'm really happy, but it looked so slow. And I'm happy to have been so wrong in my judgment. But yeah, we finally have a proper fight against Mercedes Ferrari again. Best thing for Formula 1 ever.
Yeah, would agree, definitely.
And an Italian in Formula 1 again. Just like our Dutch commentator says.
Hey. Guess what? Stopped raining.
It stopped raining. Holy moly. Well, that's gonna be nice. I mean, we all would like to see fluctuating conditions. George Tatsapantelis, here you go, P3. He is.
Give him a few moments of fame, I would say. Here.
Yeah, I mean, he's aiming for the podium and it's gone. Schroer is improving. I mean, it has stopped raining, so literally lap by lap, it's improving. I'm gonna water my throat for a little bit. You are, Jack.
That's fine. Question that rises up for me is, are there any people going to think about starting on the intermediate now? I would say that is way too optimistic, but you never know. You sometimes have those kind of people who are like, I'll take the gamble, I'll start on the intermediate tire, but the track needs to dry up for that quite a bit more. If you have a look at the George Tatsapantelis, he's currently in the pit lane. You can see the right hand side of the pit lane. Oh, he's in his garage now, but there's one side of the pit lane, the side where the garages are, which is considerably more dry, that part of the track, than the other part. So to say, the pit lane itself, that's obviously very wet, but the other part is still dry. And you see that sometimes on track as well, with advertisement boards hanging over the track. The part below the advertisement board is actually dry. It's a fantastic system that they have got in rFactor too. It needs some refinement for sure. For instance, the puddles around the track could be greatly enhanced, I think. But you know what? I don't think it's a really bad weather system at all. I think it has some great features. Right then, 0 on the clock. We're waiting for a few people to finish their laps, and then we'll go on to the race in Ace. Round 3 of this championship after round 1 was postponed.
And I'm back. Yeah, round 1 is actually being postponed to later notice, I believe, in the middle of the season. Same issue with Barcelona last year. So, like you said, Jeroen, we're almost ready to race here. And it's time. Maybe commercial? No, I think no commercials, right? I hope not. Anyway, who's gonna be your winner of today, by the looks of it, Jeroen?
I think it would be stupid to say any different name other than Sander Carlos.
He is the favorite, right?
Yeah, by far, by a mile, but at the same time you never know. It's interesting with the refueling, like you said, what kind of strategies are the teams going with. But judging by pure pace so far, Carlos is miles favorite.
Yeah, people asking for a test start, Danny van der Niet and Felix van Delft supporting that vote. In the meantime, I have a nice vote. On which lap do you think Tatsapantelis will crash into the crowd? No, joking, but I have had a little bit of a talk with George, and he promised me he will take it down a little bit slower, and he's actually aiming for good points. And I always like to give underdogs the benefit of the doubt, and George is a pretty big dog in that terms. And well, he's definitely showing a promise P5 in warm-up, so yeah, why not give him the benefit of the doubt? And we all had shunts once in a while. We all had crashes or moments where we were in the grid and we were regretting the mistakes that have been made over the past 5 seconds. But yeah, shit happens.
Yeah, and Chris, speaking of benefit of the doubt, I think there has to go a massive shout out to James Sadler, who is the team owner, team boss of Go Speed Racing, and he is giving Shotzi Panselis a very, very good chance every single time. I'm sure a few people, a few team bosses would have said to Shotzi Panselis, you know what, this is the limit, you're kicked out of the team. But Sadler keeps giving him a chance.
Yeah, I mean, to me, as a previous team owner, I mean, I wouldn't mind if he would have driven completely butt naked, you know, I mean, he would still be out of the team with that behavior. And but yeah, it's still someone to look out for. I mean, definitely some of the most action-packed races of first laps that we have seen in quite a while 2 weeks ago. But yeah, not for the greater good. But Barcelona, the first few corners shouldn't be that much of a problem in terms that you can take multiple lines. You know, you can always leave enough space.
Yeah, good point.
So 66 laps right in front of us, and I mean, gotta hope for such a great race like F1 2016 in Spain. Not only because Max won, but we have seen crashes to Mercedes. We have seen a proper fight again, Ferraris versus Red Bulls, and we have almost seen Esteban Gutierrez scoring points in Formula 1, which obviously he didn't, because he messed up in later stages of the race. Definitely happy to see one of the biggest fruitcakes that has ever been in Formula 1 having retired and having moved about to, moving on to Formula E. Esteban Gutierrez. Oh wow.
Right. Sun is out, formation lap underway. We know that this race is most likely going to transition from a wet track to a dry track. How are these drivers going to cope with that? We'll see it in a second.
Yeah, but sunny track, of sunny conditions now. That's a surprise.
Yeah, maybe these drivers have paid attention to WC 2 weeks ago in Bahrain, where, well, it went from, what was it, wet to dry to wet and whatever.
Yeah, Patel doing a great job there.
Agreed.
He's looking strong for the title.
There's no one on intermediate. Go ahead, Chris.
Just bragging on about Patel. I do think he's the favorite for the title here. Not here, but tomorrow. So, this first lap, what are our expectations? I mean, the start will be a little bit tricky considering the fact that the launch procedure has changed a little bit. And the wheel spin will be, you know, a factor. A lot of guys already in the pits.
Yeah, I think Prieto, someone lost the front wing on the formation lap. It may have been Prieto, but I'm not entirely sure. So
nice.
Don't take my word on that. Sander Carlos around the final corner though had a pretty fast formation lap actually.
Well,
and there he goes. Hopefully his tires are warmed up, especially his brakes as well. They'll be important coming into turn 1.
Because his engine is going to be warm, because you know, the last guy on grid still moving into sector 3. Uh-oh. Sander is about to get stationary. He's doing a nice job keeping up the pack a little bit. But there we are, being lined up once more. Thousands of practice laps amongst these guys have been driven, and it all comes down to this itty bitty moment, which hopefully lasts about 1 hour and 40 minutes. And I hear some crash noises. Do you too?
Yes, in the pit lane I think. Anyway.
And the lights are coming on and they are going out, and we're on the way here in Spain, and it's a great start from Sander Callas. Florian Becker is alongside the Netflix car, but the Netflix of Lucas Alves is already taking him. Florian Becker has to stand up for third place. Felipe Giro is in fourth, and it seems like the Go Speeds have made it into fourth and fifth. Well, now losing positions here. It's a messy start, but everyone seems to make it fairly and squarely through. So very clean indeed. Awesome job. Sander Callas instantly pulling away slightly from Lucas Alves, already 7/10 strong. And this is the exact same thing that Netflix was hoping for. Get Florian Becker right beneath the other teammate and make a gap for Sander Callas.
Compliments to all these drivers. Turns 1, 2 and 3 were very, very clean indeed. Sander Callas leading away from Lucas Alves. Florian Becker in third place. Didn't have a great start coming from that front row. While now being pressured by Jos Araneda. That seems to be all settling down. Is there any side-by-side action coming into this hairpin? No, there is not. Two Go Speeds behind each other there. Felipe Giro and Christoph Schoer.
Becker going a little bit wide though. He seems to struggle a little bit with the space. Might not calculate it on the wet weather conditions, and some drivers just cope a little bit better than others. Nevertheless, Rosberg being a great driver, but in the wet, just not on par as others. Florian Becker, great driver in the dry, but it seems that Giro is a little bit faster than him here. He is also getting under pressure by his teammate Christoph Schoer, who's really getting in beneath him. Christoph Schoer here launching an attack on his teammate covering him off, and he is forced to slot in back beneath him. Felix van Delft getting under pressure from Jos Almeida, and Jos actually taking that position from him. Felix to P9 and Jos moving himself up to P8.
Oh, there's a spin. Who is that? That is Shayam Nayan. That's the first spin I have been able to catch there. Johnson track right in front of Carlo Bosco. Went right just about. Nayan on his way again though. And the track, Chris, is drying up.
Yeah, do you have parameters? Percentages and stuff?
No, I don't actually, but you can see a dry line already starting to come there on the racing line. The spray is still very much there. The drying line is already visible slightly.
With your graphics card, it is. Oh, and we have a little bit of off-track action for P20 here. P19 Dmitry Zarov with Chatterpantelis. Zarov making a little bit of a mistake. George trying to capitulate on that. Was it in his face? Zarov actually on the intermediates? Or is it a digital bug? He is on the green tire with me. Is he?
Zarov is on Inters, yes.
Yeah. Fancy that. I mean, Zarov knows it's not,
Look at the battle for P4. Giro and Schroer again side by side into the one. Sorry to cut you off there, Chris. Giro stays ahead though just about, but they were definitely side by side coming into there.
That's all okay.
And you know what, those intermediate tires, could they start working right about now with the track drying up so fast, so quickly?
Is Dmitry Zarov, I mean, a quiet mathematical wonder here in terms of strategy? I don't know, but you're raising a good point. I mean, in this race, I think in 5 or 10 laps time, people, might consider going on to Inters, but then, if you have enough, tire life remaining, you might be able to stretch it to go into the slick compounds. However, having said that, it's kind of a tricky deal, because if you slip off the racing line, you will definitely end up in the grass. And Giro is still being under pressure by Christoph Schoer in every sense of the word. And he has to keep himself strong, because Becker is making a little bit of a gap. He has found, a little bit more pace than in the opening lap of this race. And he is, almost touching the rear wing of Lucas Alves. And with a little bit of nice exit here in the last turn, he is gonna make a move for it. Lucas Alves has to go defensive, is doing that now. Can't really go back, but already the damage is done, or can he outbrake Becker here? Becker on the outside, Lucas Alves on the inside. Brilliant driving from the both of them. A little bit of contact, but that was just a friendly touch. I mean, both drivers giving each other as much space as they would love to. Christoph Schroer in the meantime has overtaken Felipe Giro on that same straight. Also going around the outside, and Giro I think let him through a little bit because he realized his teammate was just a little bit faster than he is. And he's putting away instantaneously as well. So we might see Christoph Schroer joining this battle for the podium.
So Carlson has opened up lap 3 and has got a 7-second gap already to P2 Florian Becker.
Yeah.
But to be honest, maybe Becker was slightly being held up by Lucas Alves as well. Alves now starting to fall into the clutches of Christoph Schroer, who just passed Giro, like you have said, Chris.
That's going to be one tight battle, I suppose. Becker, we will see in a few lap time if he is able to decrease the gap he has to Callas. But for the meantime, let's stay sharp on our seats here. Because everything is about to happen, because the situations are so tricky that some drivers are bound to make mistakes. Alves is really sloppy on this axis. Christoph Schroer is going to go for it here. I'm relatively certain. On board with Christoph Schroer, hopefully. Alves, are you going to go to the inside again? He is. Schroer having the top speed here. Has to go on the outside though. He's no length ahead, but Alves isn't giving this up for free. But now he has to. Ooh, and still a little bit more contact. But the ping of Alves is also 150 ms. He seems relatively unhappy here with these conditions, but he's also getting under pressure by Giro. Manages to fend off the young Brazilian, but I don't think for long. Ghostspeed is really looking aggressive here, Jeroen.
Yeah, they are indeed.
Felix van Delft. What's he doing there?
Yeah.
Something is going on there.
There is.
Is Van having a problem, or the Waldmel?
Zarov's tires, his intermediate tires, are now getting into the zone.
I think you're right.
Zarov is getting faster and faster every lap. I would not be surprised if a few people within the top 10 decide to pick this lap already.
Yeah, but would it be worth to go onto the intermediates, considering the dry line is just continuing onwards, and in 10 laps you might go into stop compound or whatever. Hard.
Good point, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really risky, because if you do it too soon, I mean, your race is ruined instantaneously.
Yeah, everyone's staying out so far inside of the top 10. Yep. Carlos again, a good 7 tenths faster than the rest of the field. Florian Becker second, Schroer third, and he moves down the start-finish straight. Not really, Chris.
Indeed so. That's the pack. I heard some sports from
There goes Zarov. Yeah. Zarov up into P60 now, making the move. And Luke McQuire is off track. So Zarov will pick up another spot there. Luke McQuire is into the revel trap, exit of turn 1. Has he got his front wing? No, he has not. He lost that one.
Doing a sensible thing after race 9. It seems that his suspension is perfect as well. Yeah, that's going to be a retirement for Luke, unfortunately. Someone has to do it. Ooh, and Ortiz is off the track. He needs to keep it on again. He's on the intermediates as well. Clearly that rain has stopped, and it's getting drier and drier. How will these drivers cope with these different conditions? Continuous balancing out the circumstances. However, Becker is having to look at a continuously growing lead of Callas, already being 8 seconds now. Schroer getting closer and closer to Florian. The Netrax is of Alves. The Netrax of Alves is falling down steadily. You're seeing nice things for the time being, Jeroen?
I'm just starting to wonder if people want to take the pain of keeping on driving on the wet while the inter tires are definitely faster, but then in the end go for the long-term advantage by going from wet straight away to slicks.
Yeah.
It was quite effective as well in the WC race 2 weeks ago, so I think most people are trying to stay out on those full wet tires for now. Burn up the fuel that is still in their tank and then try the slick tires from then onwards. How long is it going to take though for the track to dry up that much?
That's gonna be something to see out to look out for. It's definitely something interesting. I mean, definitely more fun to watch in terms of it compared to a dry race, I suppose. But as it has been quite rare sight in Formula Sim racing, it has been well, even in the middle of the desert in Bahrain 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, indeed.
So
Yeah.
really funny to see those fluctuations.
Once again, everyone in the top 10 decides to stay out on those full wet tires.
Yeah.
And the drying line definitely visible now.
Yeah.
Becker last time round.
Also
only
for my
300s.
graphics card.
Only Becker last time round only 300ths of a second slower than Carlos, so
But
Becker's
he's
starting to
sliding
pick up
a
the
lot.
pace. Yeah.
And that's the thing with these tires. I mean, not really being Max Verstappen and all here, but I do know with rFactor 2 that the trick here to not get too much tire degradation is to, not drift and not, be so aggressive on the accelerator pedal. You actually have to minimize every little bit of wheel spin, even if it does mean sliding around with your or skating as it is with your control.
P4, Jeroen and Alves side by side.
Ooh.
Jeroen takes him.
Brilliant
There.
move here.
There's a train of 4 cars here battling very hard. Alves dropping to P5, Josa Renaida. What can he do? Felix van Delft in the background as well, seeing what he can do about this.
Alves on the inside though, he has proper rights for this corner and he takes it instantly. Felix van Delft in P7, looking at it all, trying to take a bite out of this cake as well. But that was some nice action, Jeroen.
Yeah.
Win Arenada, what are you doing here? Taking the different line here on the inside with Lucas. And he's pushing him
Don't do
wide.
that.
But I'm losing words.
And
This
Felix.
is going wrong. This is going wrong, guys. 3 wide, incredible. Epic stuff we're seeing here. Almost 5 wide here. Lucas Alves trying to squeeze his way past Felix van Delft, being the winner here of it all. And covering off the Netflix driver. Insane stuff. Absolutely spot on racing pedigree we're seeing here. And what a remarkable sight that nobody has made a serious crash there. But Alves now seriously losing time. Almeida diving on the inside and he's off track. Alves is off the track and he is able to rejoin, but in P11 as it is. Sad to see him postpone this battle though, because he was definitely on point there. So in a couple of corners, Felix van Delft goes from P8 or something to P5. And the order has switched quite dramatically. De Nel making his way up P8 as well. Epic stuff.
Indeed, epic stuff, and Felix absolutely being the winner there with great driving within the limits, of course, as well. Van der Niet going for a dive.
Nice.
The wall now, and he takes him, I would say. Yes, he does indeed.
And that's the aggression we want to see here from the young Dutchman, Danny van der Niet, showing how it's done. Holland 1, South African 0 by Ted de Walt. Okay, a little bit of fun between him and me, but I'm also cheering for him. Maybe he can make the undercut work on the straight, but that dive came out of nowhere. And when you're committed into the wet, I mean, you can steer in, but you know the driver next to you can't make it otherwise. Van der Niet going instantly towards the back of Arif Roslan. Will he make a dive for it? He will indeed, but he is a little bit more cautious here because Roslan is keeping the door shut, as it were. Great stuff we're seeing here. Only lap 10. Becker 9.2 seconds the gap between him and Carlos, but it is decreasing from time to time, and sometimes it's increasing. And over the past 2 laps, it has been increasing a little bit.
Alpha's continuing his way in P12. One thing he has definitely done is bring the pack a little bit tighter, a bit closer from P5-ish onwards. Having said that, Felix van Delft and Jos Araneda have got decent pace, so they have been able to pull a gap already towards Arif Roslan, driving in his Invictus car. It goes a bit deep in the hairpin. That allows Van der Niet to have a bit of a sniff there. May put Van der Niet in a good position to make a move down the
Indeed.
straight.
He's going to line himself up for an attempt here. Schroer still in the back of Florian Becker, but only in the back of him. When Danny van der Niet having a lot of trouble here coming out of the last corner. Getting under pressure by the Wild Nell if he makes it out of this last corner a little bit better. Trying to cool his tires on the wet part of the track, which is also favorable for a more drying up line. The Wild Nell still going for an attack here out of the slipstream. And Van der Niet going aggressively in this corner isn't giving the Wild Nell the room. They do make a little bit of contact. I do think that Van der Niet is getting away with it. But that's right, racing on the edge there. And then the Wild Nell getting overtaken by Sergi Haras instantly as well. For the Wild here.
I think that Zarov is going to join that train of cars we've been talking about the whole time, because he is driving only a half second, so to say, off the leader, while the cars in front of him are a good 2 seconds slower than the leader. So
nice point.
Zarov will join this pack quite soon, and he'll be on the back of the Wild now within a few corners already. I would say he's that fast in the tires.
Hey, he's going places, so to speak. But he still has a nice top 10 finish inside if he continues on this fashion. Most definitely. When will we see the first I do think that some of these guys have shredded their tires dramatically. Can't look on board, unfortunately. I remember Ferrari in 2009 with Kimi Raikkonen going on full wet without a drop having been
in Malaysia.
Yeah, and then after 2-3 laps, guys, my tires are finished. Epic. You win some, you lose some. Timo Glock up to second place.
This battle is heating up more and more. Here comes Zarov. A little look. This battle here is heating up more and more for P8. We've got, what is it, 5-6 cars in there.
And Zarov is confident.
Yeah, exactly. And Zarov,
he knows he's on the better tire now.
Exactly.
And he's making use of it in every way. We were on board with him. P12 here, and he's going to dive up to Cody Blanton here if he makes the run for the exit. But he's even going straight off. Got scared a little bit from the early braking from Cody, I'm sure. He's definitely in the groove, in the zone, doing it, giving it everything he has.
Van der Niet has lost the place to Sergi Aras over the course of this lap. So Sergi Aras, actually. He needs to look in his mirrors as well. The Wild Nell is right behind him, but honestly, that gap is too big to do anything about it for the Wild Nell. And we've got Jos Araneda in the pits. That's the first guy to pit then. Invictus Racing goes onto the slicks. Is that the right choice, Chris? Isn't that too early?
Well, he's my hero, man. I mean, +1
Yes.
for trying, Jos. Careful with the ooh, yeah. It's completely wet in the pits, of course, because nobody has driven there. If you can go on board with Jos Araneda. Whoa. Well, dips for trying. I mean, he's definitely courageous with this move.
You know
but
what?
I have to say,
He has got the grip on there. He's got the grip on that dry part of the track. The trick for him is to not go a millimeter off that drying line.
No, but the dry line is relatively big compared to what we've seen last year. I mean, it's definitely 2-3 cars wide.
So has Jos Araneda made a really good decision here. He may have. What was he again when he pitted? He was like in 5th, 6th. And Arabia spun. Raby is retired actually. Raby with
Oh, there you go.
suspension damage has retired from the race. Oh, and he got taken out by Cody Blanton, I think. The two teammates taking each other out. So Cody had some oversteer. Well, we can get a replay of that one, but Raby definitely a race-ending crash there.
Yeah, but it's now completely time for softs. This is the time to switch. But those guys don't have mechanics, obviously. But this is definitely the time to go for slicks.
Yeah, here we go. Sergi Eras in the pit lane. But the rest stays out. The rest stays out for now.
Yeah, but this...
on the wall now. Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, this is the time to pit. I expect Sander Callas, Florian Becker, Christoph Schroer instantly to come in. But I don't know if they have people able to tell them that.
Zarov and the wall now side by side into turns 1 and 2. Zarov taking the upper hand on that one. Jumping into P8 now. Zarov is doing quite well here.
Yeah, and he can go back into the pits now. He already has gained really tremendously 12 positions or something like that, 13, 14. And he can now put his slicks on and continue his success story. Will the leaders of this race go into the pit? Sander Callas gonna cross the marker here. He won't. He won't. Will Florian Becker do it then? I'm sure they've noticed. Those guys are really, you know, not born yesterday, so to speak. Come on, Florian.
Nope.
Oh my god.
Oh, and Becker spins. Becker's almost spins. He half spun it in the final corner. Puts Schroer right on his back as well. I think Becker had a bit of a screen freeze actually. And can Schroer take advantage side by side into turn 1. Becker is too late to defend the inside. Schroer on the inside and who outbreaks each other? It is Schroer outbreaking Becker and he takes P2 now.
Oh, but seriously, a lot of people lose time. Yeah, Van Delft is going into the pit. This is the move we have been waiting for. The first of the top guys who is going into the pit. He is going to super soft tires.
Same for Van der Niet also in.
Nice little bit of fuel in there. Get in there, Felix. Come on. Rammen met het hok. Careful with the throttle though coming out of the pits because it's still wet there. Oh, he is cautious. There you go, lad. There you go. P9, not really that bad.
Jos Araneda! Oh, his car is even on fire. Down the straight he made contact with another... Who is that? That is...
Barkelov.
Yeah,
some Russian guy.
So, Jos Araneda was really strong on those slick tires. Was gonna pass Felix van Delft as well. And is now out of the race.
Yeah, they got tangled in between. I mean, the left front tire of Barkelov got stuck in between the rear right tire. I mean, yeah. Unlucky. Mistakes have been made. Conclusions could be drawn.
And Callas is again staying out. Well, the people on slicks are setting in purple lap times. They are pumping in those purple lap times. And you would have to say that, like you said, Chris, the dry line is really, really wide. It's something we haven't seen often.
Yeah, I don't know what these guys are doing still on wet tires.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I'm talking for the leaders. I mean, man, you know, that's not what I wanted to say, but man, darn it.
So look, Felix van Delft then, P9, P8 now, as Alves was just passed. What does Felix van Delft do?
These guys make it into the pits already. You're not winning this race as it is. I mean, yeah.
Sander Callas has got Ortiz behind him. And Ortiz is on the dry tire. He's a back marker, but he's keeping up with the leader of this race, Sander Callas. That should be a sign. Come in. Here we go, Sander Callas.
Yeah, Florian has to go into the pit.
Sander stays out.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. I mean, it's me talking, I know, you know, but if I see a dry line on the track like this is just...
Schroer stays out.
Oh dear God. Oh, and there you go, Becker. Finally. Otherwise I would have shouted to him multiple times. But I actually told him, I mean, sue me, I don't care. 3-4 laps ago I told Becker with /W, you know, whisper like, you know, get into the pits, get in there, it's the soft tire you want to be on. But fortunately he's making that move right now. And this could actually be crucial. However, Sander and Christoph Schroer can cover him off, and it will only be one lap of advantage that he's gonna get. However, having said that, they could have gotten any reason at all that they should have switched tires, because Sander is being less fast than Ortiz, as you pointed out, and it's visible for Sander to see. And Ortiz is even thinking, okay, I'm gonna maybe try and make a move here, because you're simply not up my pace. Here, he's gonna make a move for the leader of this race. Ortiz here, making history, making contact. Sander, you have no right to defend that, because you're simply too slow. And that's nothing personal. You know, I like you, but you're just simply too slow. So what do you do if you get overtaken by P19, who's 1.5 minutes down on you? You go into the pit. I mean, if Sander doesn't go into the pit now, he seriously has some fixing to do upside his head. And he is going into the pit, fortunately. Schroer should do the same. Becker is flying.
Yeah,
Becker
purple
is
middle
flying.
sector, yeah.
And he is wishing himself that he did that 3 laps earlier. Callas still into the pit. Schroer is in the pit. Becker though, off the track, on the track again, on the curb and over the curb. He's not gonna take this lead, but he is gonna, gain a little bit of time back, I suppose. Did have around 12-13 seconds to Sander Callas.
And Schroer is on the intermediate. Oh, what?
Derp, 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 derp. You're so noob. Oh my god. I mean, I had faith in this guy, he's not a rookie. Maybe it was a misclick, but he should come in back into the pits now, because this is beyond words. This is beyond logic. But this could be considered cautious,
Oh, Jero! Oh, rather close to hitting the wall there. Was Hamilton, I think he went off there once, very, very hard.
Yeah, he made it onto the wet, and that was it.
Yeah.
He's getting away with it. This car seems really laggy though. Flat spotted his tires, but nevertheless he is back where he should be going. Christoph Schroer is throwing away a podium if he keeps this up. Zarov, yeah, he's going to be on the podium. I'm cheering for this. I mean, sorry Felix. I mean, my next podium favorite is Zarov. But that's the way that cookie is going to crumble today. Zarov, nope, he's going to get... Oh, Zarov is still on the intermediates. He's a little bit derpy as well.
Yeah, he started on them, of course. I think Zarov just wants to burn his tank.
Perhaps.
Then go in.
Yeah, he's going into the pit now.
Yeah.
Good boy, good boy. Okay, so where is our clown? Christoph Schroer. He's still continuing on. There you go, man. 135.3 compared to a 35. Oh, that's still pit time.
Yeah,
Never mind.
outlap, yeah.
Yep.
So now we'll get a benchmark what Schroer can do. We have to look at the second times. I mean, 22.7 from Callas, 22.2 from Becker, Schroer 22.8. So that's 6/10 slower in one sector alone.
Yeah.
Compared to the next guy, the next car ahead of him, 6 seconds of the road, who is on slicks.
Yeah, and still the pit stop, He's losing the pit stop as well.
True.
So he still has to go into the pit in like 5 laps time.
His teammate Jeroen did go on to the slicks, but maybe also no communication between those two.
Well, this is certainly a really nice race to commentate on.
Schroer, again, 9/10 down in the middle sector compared to
Arabia
the car
left,
ahead of
Cody
him.
Blanton has left. Has something happened? Shyam Nijam has left the building. What has happened here then? Oh, driving without a front wing. Oh, missing the pit box. Oh man, if we can see that on the replay, P16 Shyam Nijam trying to make it for the pit stop. And then, yeah, missing the pit box, and it's like, oh, to hell with it. I'm just gonna press escape. Time is day. Gerlof, check that. Sander Callas into the lead. Only yeah, 8.2 seconds behind is Florian Becker.
Yeah, have a look at Felix though. Felix is mighty fast compared to Show, obviously, who has still stayed out.
Yeah, 28.0 compared to 24.5. Yeah, and he's still not going.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this guy? Sorry, with all
Show is
respect.
3.5 seconds slower than the rest of the field, obviously, who are on slicks now.
Holy moly. I mean, surely he knows, right?
He knows it because he's got Felix van Delft behind him, who's also on slicks, and it just made up a gap of, what was it, 4-ish seconds.
He's losing 3-4 seconds a lap. So in about 2-3 laps time he already lost the pit stop entirely, and he still has to make a pit. But anyway, he's gonna lose this podium. No doubt about it, he's already gained.
Still stays out.
Oh, what a clown fiesta, seriously. I mean...
I'm sorry, that's just...
Yeah, this is amateuristic.
Nah.
Yeah, there's nothing other to say than to say that this is amateuristic from a guy who definitely knows how to race.
Here
But
comes
maybe he's just, you know, new in these wet conditions and he doesn't know how the track is going. But you know, Van Delft only had a little bit of difficulty here because the inside was still a little bit wet.
Yeah.
But now it's clearly visible, like, hey, you know, Van Delft isn't like 2 seconds a sector faster than me. You know, there's something wrong with either the car, with me, or the tires. And I hope that he finally realized that he has, you know, he has to take instant measures by going into the pit, even if it's gonna cost him some positions. Because if he's gonna wait 5 or 10 more laps, he's gonna drop down another 4 or 5 places. That's the reality. Although the gaps, you know, are pretty horrible already towards P10, 1 minute 10 and 20 seconds. But it has been a race in treacherous conditions. We're already close to 1/3 of this afternoon's event. And tomorrow the younger boys and the real big boys concerning Pro and WC can make name for themselves again. Hey, Schroer goes into the pit, and I would have laughed now if he crashed
that's
in
too late.
the water.
That's too late.
What? Brake too late?
Possibly a penalty. I'm not sure, but that was a really close call.
Well, he is not going to the wet tire though. Fills up the tank with a lot of juice.
I think he's alright in terms of penalty.
I hope so. I mean, if he's getting a penalty, I mean, it would be... easy does it. There we go. I think he's alright indeed. Let's hope so at least.
Yeah.
And he's back out on track in P6, but he does have like 21 seconds or 22 seconds even on Felix van Delft. Yeah. Ridiculous, but you know, mistakes have been made, and he obviously knows that. Still is able to get some nice points scoring position home though. And I'm really happy to say that, I have to say that I was wrong about the thermodynamic aspect here. It's maybe a little bit exaggerated here. However, it's really nice to see that the drying line is a little bit more spread out, which leaves racing to be, you know, properly done in a competitive sense of the word, where you can still fight amongst positions and not just have a Jarno Trulli, you know, tagliatelle show going on right there.
Now Sergio Eras, what are you showing? It's mighty fast at the minute. It's just the fastest lap of the race. 123.335, a good second faster than our race leader Sander Kallas. And on top of that, he's closing in on the car ahead of Felix van Delft, who's currently in third. Does it mean that Eras maybe has a little bit less fuel? Could be the case. It is the case though as well, because we could be having a good battle on our hands for the final podium spot.
Yeah, I mean, Sergio Haras 2 weeks ago, he stole the podium. He started P8, I believe, in Bahrain, and he finished P3 behind Van Delft. And he was just a cheeky bastard the entire race, stealing position by position, doing it everything he could in every rule of the book, and he made it work. He made the strategy work, and he didn't make a lot of mistakes, and that made him to go into the podium. However, now he has a one-on-one fight with Van Delft, who has had an eventful race so far. It's going to be tricky for Van Delft, but also for Harras to make the right move. Certainly, since it's a teammate, and you know, there always will be a little bit more tension, or that little bit of more room you take into the corner and into consideration when battling amongst each other, right? So. Did you have a lot of respect for Kuba on track?
Yeah. No question about that.
And who was the guy who you didn't respect at all on track? I want to know.
Well,
The viewers at home want to know, trust me.
No, in terms of like, if you were battling.
Who was your Esteban Gutierrez in WC?
No, wait. In terms of like driving the personality side of a driver or driving side by side.
If he's getting close to you, you would get nervous, like everyone would do if they would have Esteban Gutierrez.
Martin Odes.
Yeah. Oh my God. He was such a talent though, but he has gone from sloppy to sloppy, second sloppy. I mean, it's sick. I mean, but hopefully he will remain his pace, or he will keep his pace back up, because he always used to be a talented driver. Oh, Danny van der Nieting, turn 3, he is getting offside the track here. Oh shit, Danny. Oh, sukkel jongen, echt. This is something I would have never thought see Danny do. Previous race winner trying to enthusiastically spin it around the track and collecting someone in the process. That was, yeah, undescribable. What are your words on that?
Oh, we see this too many times, too often.
Never seen Danny do that in my life, to be honest.
And Basco being the absolute victim of that.
Yeah, insane. And maybe Danny has felt that his race would have been compromised. It's no excuse to instantly spin your car around in that fashion, in my opinion. Holy moly. Van Delft and Harras. Harras is alongside and in front of Van Delft. A lot of action taking place now. So the Vasiljev having made he may have played a role there, being the back marker, although he did go out of the way fair and square, no doubt about it. But yeah, Karel Basco having to retire his car after the mistake Danny van der Niet made. And I'm sure that Danny will have a problem with the stewards on that occasion. Still a relatively clean race, I would say.
Yeah, it is. We only got 11 drivers on the lead lap. We're not even halfway through this race. Sjatsi Panselis is at the back. But nothing like his, as you described it, row of corners we saw in Bahrain, luckily.
Well, I'm losing all my money. I mean, I bet it against him, but it's not paying out. However, we still have to be halfway, but he's driving in a P17. He's doing a fantastic job. Ooh, Harras, indeed. He
Disconnect?
is lagging as something. Yeah, this is either a perfect impersonation of the robot, or nah. He just disappears into the wall. This is horrible. This is absolutely horrible for flag-to-flag racing. Something you don't want to see happen to, I don't know, even Graham Carroll. But yeah, Harras is seemingly to have disconnected and to have made a early retirement for this race, which obviously makes a lot of people happy, on which Felipe Giro, because he suddenly finds himself in P4. However, yeah, really unfortunate for Harras, because he's a wonderful talent, Sergio Harras is.
Yeah, completely
Dimitri Zarov, P6 though, is he still driving on... No, he's on the medium compound tire. There you go.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. He has got Shower behind. Sarov though is on the prime. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, slower. And the top 9 are being lapped after 26 laps. Holy moly. Well, now P9, 1 lap down, 26 laps in. Well, you don't have to take as much time with refueling though, if you need 2 or 3 laps less. On every negative aspect there's a positive aspect. Even Hitler invented the highway. I mean, in Holland at least, I don't know. Volkswagen also not the least of popular brands. Oh, really? I mean, they own everything from Seat to Porsche to Bugatti to Skoda, Bentley, Lamborghini is Volkswagen. You know who's actually the boss of Lamborghini at the moment? Stefano Domenicali.
Huh?
Yeah. Who's on the colors is finding his teammates Alves 1 lap down, and unfortunately he's on. Yeah, Stefano Domenicali, ex F1 team boss of Ferrari, is now some sort of CEO at Lamborghini. I mean, that's like cheating in the Italian mafia, in my opinion. But you know, I mean, if he isn't finding a horse head in his bed, then you know, beats me.
Let's have a look then. Shower on the back of Sarov. Can Shower do something down the start-finish straight?
I hope not.
For
Sarov is my driver of the day. Quote driver of the day. Sarov
Oh,
on the wall! Getting commentator cursed right there. Oh, Jesus. Oh, and he's still... yeah. Oh, are you... he's still wheel spinning all about. Because he's rejoining in terrible... in terrible wet spots on the track. Ah, man. I was about to say driver of the day, Dmitry Zarov, and he cocks up just like that. Insane timing. Every time. So, yeah, can Schroer do something here? Indeed he could. He focused Zarov in a mistake. Well, it was Dmitry himself, obviously, and he is... Whoa!
yeah.
He gets a furious on the colors alongside him, who has nothing of that. He instantly disappears in the distance, so it seems. Oh, Zarov spins again. He is going out of the race sooner or later. Goes Becker. And that's a 180 Zarov. No, that's a 540. And there you go, you're in the right tracks again. Okay, so that was Dmitry Zarov moment of fame, and right in front of him there's a big crash between Oscar Ortiz and Andrei Buryatowski. I'm a Russian. Holy moly, tension is building up between those guys here. Someone is going Sika Bliat all out this game. 6.7 seconds the lead of the gap between Becker and Callas. Is that going to be interesting, Kweekel?
It was interesting because Becker, while we were focusing on other things, crept up a bit to Callas, but Sander is responding to that quite well, I would say. Last lap already, 2 laps goes there-ish. He's now again extending the gap by quite a few tenths every single lap. So I was secretly hoping that Becker could close that gap. Maybe there was still some hope for us, but honestly, Sander is reacting to it quite well. The driver, I would like to have the camera
on your lap. Who would you like to have on your lap?
No, I would like to have the cameras on. Is Arif Roslan. He's on the back of Crystal Show now, and I must say that yeah, Ruslan is having a decent day.
Yeah, come on, just dive it in there. Schroer getting the better of him though. But yeah, not really a no-name Aros Ruslan, but being P6 here in Ace, definitely doing a good job.
Yeah.
Almost halfway in this already eventful race. Does it mean we will see people getting lapped 3 laps in a row?
Well, maybe.
I mean, at that point I would just stop, you know.
Van
Felix
Delft
Van Delft in the pits. He's going on another set of super soft tires. And another, set of, few gallons of, I don't know, Shell V-Power. What would it be? oh. Euro 95. Van Delft taking it cautiously, going out back on the track because you don't want to risk it here on those still seemingly invisible wet spots on the track. But it's really delightful. I have to point out once more that it's really nice to see so much whiteness in the terms of heating on the track. And of course the sun is doing his part as well. Spa last year it was relatively dark. The sun wasn't shining on that occasion, I believe. Jeroen still P4. He has sight on Van Delft, but Van Delft's car has just fitted on 4 new tires as we just have seen. That's going to be quite a difficult task for the young Brazilian. Ruslan still is in shooting distance, shooting range of Christoph Schroer, but yeah, still a little bit of a gap going on there. And yeah, Alves just being lapped by the leader here. And Florian Becker is coming up to George Tatsapantelis, who's getting blue flags. And Becker is like, honestly, what is this? Ping pong? Or?
Oh, sure, there we go. Ruslan's passed for sure. I think into a bit of a mistake. Did he? I'm watching the replay of that one. Yes. Yeah, sure, going way deep into the hairpin. And Ruslan taking that on. Well done, Ruslan.
Nice capitalistic
driving, yeah. I don't know what it is about Ruslan, but I kind of like him.
Indeed. Indeed. And,
stays cool, stays patient, doesn't do much wrong, at least from what I've seen. So.
And instantly increases the gap between him and the Becker is going into the pit though. Callas will have to respond soon, and Ruslan is about to get lapped. He's P5, he's being lapped halfway in the race. Insane. I mean, Sander and Becker are just in a league of their own.
Yeah.
They're like the Mercedes of last year. If they wouldn't have crashed. This would be Hamilton and Rosberg right here. Verstappen on P3 being Van Delft. What do you think about Bottas, Jeroen? Perfect number 2 driver.
No.
Doing what it's told.
Yes, maybe that's it, but nothing special in my opinion. In before he beats Hamilton really hard, but...
yeah, but he's not the type of guy that does stuff like Austria. On the other hand, what he did in the European Grand Prix qualified, it was a little bit cheeky as well. But those Finns, you can never get a read on them.
What if you would have put Alonso in there? I mean, you know, we've heard Alonso got a call from Toto Wolff.
I don't think that's what Mercedes want, to be honest, to have 2 number 1s in the car. They have Hamilton, it will only cause a lot of problems, crashes and stuff like that, and they just want to have 1 number 1. It has been the same case with Ferrari as well, but Italians are organized like that, They have a clear number 1, and then there's the number 2. Unfortunately for Sebastian Vettel in the second part of the season last year, Kimi was a little bit a better number 2 than Vettel was a number 1. Oh, and Tatsapantelis hasn't made it to the 50% of the race mark. I still get money.
No!
Yeah, that was my reaction too.
He crashed someone out when he rejoined the track. It was
What?
Hamnet.
Uh-oh. I'm gonna look that up in the
Was
replay.
in lap 30 quite a little while ago, but Shotzi Panselis again, and he spins round 100 of times.
Can you record it?
Oh, George.
God.
And that has compromised Hamnet this race. Harley Hamnet completely victimized by Shotzi Panselis. In the meantime, he's replaced all of his wing, because it happened about 3 laps ago, but...
I'm still scrolling, yeah. But now I have to observe before I can judge. It's like he's doing donuts at the end of the race.
Yes. It's true, it's true.
Oh my god. Oh. You're a YouTuber, Jeroen. You can make money of this. Just hit the record button. Just lol, check this idiot. We'll get 1 million views. But that's like stupendous. I mean, he literally makes 360
donuts.
Yeah, he makes 3 donuts, and in the third attempt, he is, you know, collecting someone who happens to be on the racing line where he is making his donuts, and contact is inevitable, and so he compromised yet another race. Well, unfortunately, the benefit of doubt is getting smaller and smaller, in my view. I'm sure my inbox will be filled with hate. With Greek hate. Oh my god. Looking forward to that one.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So,
that was that moment.
The entire grid has been lapped up to the top 4. It's absolutely
Ridiculous.
insane what we're seeing here from Sander Karls and from Becker, of course, as well, because remember crash noises. Becker is obviously a pit stop down. Who was that? I heard some crash noises. Can't see anything.
No, I'm saying. Oh, Schroer!
Yep.
Schroer is out of this race. You look in the replay, he's coming onto the chicane, last corner. He's going into the pit, and he's going into the the tires. He might have forgotten that the track was still a little bit wet, and more than he bargained for.
Not a good day for Schroer.
Nah. But I'm really so curious what made him stay on those intermediate tires 5-6 laps after he was 3 seconds a lap slower. That was epic. Todor Vasilev might be able to score a top 10 finish here from the Netrex second team here, I believe. But it's going to be nice to see his name on the podium, on the point scoring list once more. Has been quite a while for him. The Netrex certainly doing great here with Callas and also still Alves in P6. And Andrei P9, I'm a Russian, is doing a great job. Yeah, 1 lap down instantly, yeah. Felipe Giro almost, he will be a lap down in 10 laps as well.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like Williams 93. Shall we just spam Sander Callas with whispers in the hope that he will crash off and it will get a little bit more, you know, interesting for the viewers?
Let's give it some time, because
Yeah.
Becker is at the minute going 1.3 seconds faster than Callas. So. Back. On the wet part. Okay, just about stayed on track.
But what was that sound though? I heard all these noises.
I didn't hear anything. Oh, Todor Vasiliev.
Yeah.
Oh, he spun on the... what? And Andrei, the Russian guy in front of him, spun at the same time in the pit lane. Entering the pit lane. Yeah, it's still wet over there.
Oh. Yeah, you can ask Christoph Schroer. Yeah, oh man. Dear God. Yeah, I figure how that would be in the real, you know? I mean, I have so much respect for those guys, and what we have seen in Brazil, not only from Max Verstappen, but what he did was just amazing. But to in those conditions drive behind someone with 300 kph in that spray, you know, it's and then you have someone like even Raikkonen with all his experience going up, showing that you know the conditions are so tricky. I mean, Romain Grosjean going off, you know, going onto the grid lap, not even the formation lap, but you know, it was insane.
So Becker, last time round 23.3, Sander Carlos 24.9, so again 1.6 seconds last lap.
Well, it would be something. He just made a pit stop, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. How much fuel has Carlos got in his car still as well? Because Sander could do with one more stop, right, and then make it to the end.
Yeah, but how much is a pit stop here? 22 seconds.
Yeah.
But maybe a little bit more. I mean,
23-ish maybe. Let's have a look. Let's keep an eye out on those times, at least for the time being. There's not really any kind of battling out on track at the minute. Ortiz and De Walt now are relatively close to each other, but whatever.
but the entry of the pit is really wet.
Yeah.
I hope Sander Carlos is knowing that. I suppose he is. I don't really want to disturb him and send him a message, not even on the straight.
Oh, De Walt now off. Uh-oh. Wet part of the track. Andrei, the Russian guy, and Ortiz go by. Borodovsky it is, I think.
And the yellow is suiting him. I mean, Vitaly Petrov was, you know, yellow and, you know, had this podium in 2010 by being all crazy in the head and stuff. Yeah, Vitaly Petrov scoring a podium. That just proves how bad Nico Hulkenberg and overrated he is as a driver. I love the guy. I mean, he talks Dutch fluently. He's like a really nice guy. But ooh, the Russian guy is overtaking Ortiz here because Ortiz has some difficulties getting it onto the sticky part and getting caught up in a wet spot off the track there. And overshooting his braking area. That gives Toto Vasquez a little bit more hope because he was in P10 just a few laps ago. He might reclaim that because Stoyan, I'm a Russian guy too, is going into the pits. And he is giving up the P8. Vasquez going, yeah, even he's making places now because no, these guys, he's in P9 now.
Carlos pit.
Indeed.
At 30th of the race. And the race leader is in. Sander Carlos goes onto the prime tire. That indicates then this is his final stint, or this will be his final stint. That's gonna be 28 laps. 28 laps.
Will this be close though?
Yes,
he's gonna
and
take,
Becker will take him.
He's gonna take the lead. Becker is taking the lead here. For the first time since he has driven for Naked Grand Prix, he's leading a race once again. See what I did there, huh? No, but yeah, he is leading here.
Yeah,
and
this is exciting.
Obviously, he's not only driving with clothes on again, but he is on, you know, less fresh tires. But Sander Carlos is on the medium compound.
Yeah.
And if Florian is a little bit of a Max Verstappen fan, he has every little bit of excuse ready to give it everything he has after the race to Sander Carlos. You know, I didn't see you there, the best championship defense. You know, I didn't see you. You know, it works every time, even in court. You know, but yeah, it's gonna be close because Becker has pitted, I believe, around lap 33 indeed. At lap 32 he went into the pits.
Yeah.
So his laps of his tires are 6 laps old. I wanted to say his laps are 6 tires old, but that's in another universe.
This is what Becker likes though.
Yeah.
This is exactly what Becker likes. He likes to push that car to its limit every single lap. And Carlos is on the prime tire. Becker is on the option tire. He will pit again. Yes, he is probably is a pit stop down most likely. But if he pits, I think he will take another set of options and do the exact same thing as he's doing now, which he's doing brilliantly. He's doing very well at the minute. But this is what Becker can do like no other. Push in those laps and push to the absolute limit. 3.1. I mean, he put out a second in the last lap.
Yeah, and
yes,
maybe Sander has... decided on the wrong tires. I mean, he's on
Well,
the
let's-
medium compound.
Yeah.
You have a medium, you have super soft, soft and medium, I suppose?
I think you have option in prime, that's it.
Okay, yeah. It's a logical
Correct me if I'm
decision,
wrong.
26 laps.
The thing is though, Chris,
Will he be able to finish this race, Florian?
it's not just tires, it's also the fuel. Callas has got
Oh, yeah.
28 liters of fuel in there, you know, or
Yeah.
it's 28 laps of fuel.
Will Florian be able to finish this race? I can whisper him though. I don't think he has time to write anything back, but no, those are bad puns.
I remember you doing that, Chris, when I was driving.
Yeah, but I
Sending out a lot
I
of
only said
whispers,
things
laughing.
like you're horrible, you
Yeah.
know, you should stop driving, you know, and stuff like that, you know. With Florian, I'm actually tend to say nice things. No, but I did say that, and with Simutsic as well. I mean, but also things like who was on soft tires, who was on medium tires, and or something like that, right? What did I say to you sometimes?
Usually in the middle of the race you would send a little whisper, you know, that driver is on prime,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that driver is on
Oh, and I sometimes screamed at you in the last lap. I remember.
Yeah, yeah.
But I knew you could handle it. You know, you're such a calm-
Malaysia was when you were screaming.
Yeah,
The
that was
whispers.
awesome. But by the way, Jeroen Kweekel, for the people at home, he raced Robert Doornbos last week on Dutch television, and he even made a boah on stage. It was really epic. The commentator is just a total dick. But yeah, did you even get a prize from that, Jeroen? A nice race seat or something?
Yeah, could win a race. There's a good chance that you can win that. So.
Oh, that would be nice. But before the qualification there of that Holland's finals, you had a gap of 30 seconds to your fellow competitors, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, that's something that Florian Becker would dream of here today as well, because he is increasing his gap to 4.6 seconds as it is, but it's, well, apparent that he must go into the pits once more, it seems, so right?
Yeah.
It's safe to say that it sucks. Yeah. Back in my day, you know, when I was a 7-8-year-old boy and I was still driving with Grand Prix 2, you know, you would just, you know, crash someone off and then, you would carry on. Florian Becker, leader of this race, with a with a Russian guy in front of him, who is clearly a fan of Esteban Gutierrez, because he is not spotting any kind of blue flags. Oh, idiot, get out of the way, there you go. 3 corners, that's the absolute max. And yeah, it's a little bit ridiculous if I'm honest, but what you gonna do? Giving people real life penalties, I don't have that type of authority. Becker is really giving it everything he's got, but it's gonna be too little if he's continuing on in this race. If he's going to pit, it's gonna be so lame. I don't know what the maximum capacity is in terms of the laps that you can gain on a single pit stop, but by the looks of it, you know, there's no way that his tires will last the way he's pushing at this moment. So it's sure he's gonna make a pit stop in about 5 or 10 laps time.
Still think he can do it. I absolutely still think he can do it.
Yeah, I'm optimistic too, but you know.
Let's say pit stop is 25 seconds, Chris, just thereabout. He's got already 5 seconds now. That's 20-second gap. Let's say he will pit.
Higher fuel. Ah, no, same fuel though. Yeah.
He's got lower fuel loads as well.
Yeah.
He's gaining still. Like every lap, he's still gaining.
Yeah. Well, okay. I guess you have a nice fair point there. If he can make a gap to around 10 seconds, well, 15 seconds in 20 laps time, perhaps.
I wouldn't underestimate those option tires at the end with relatively low fuel.
Nah, sure. I'm not underestimating Becker in any way as well, and I shouldn't do that because he's a clear talent of driving. Still a talent with his age though, but he's still determined, you know, hungry for points, doing everything he's got. You know, definitely last year and 2 years ago, if something went wrong on the race, I was like, you know, whatever, it's not possible anymore, just let it go. But he still has every type of determination to even bring home P10. It's so demotivating if you practice so hard for a race and you get involved into a serious crash and your suspension is crooked in that one. You know, it suddenly seems like a long, dry run through the desert instead of a nice jog to the park, you know? 5.9, 6.0.
8 tenths last time round. And Becker, Van Delft seems to be, seems to have third place. Let's put it like that. 32nd, 38nd gap to Felipe Jeroen in 4th. Has driven a relatively quiet race. Alves and the Roslan are battling a little bit, but the focus is on the lead.
Yeah. Well, at least we have a nice race on our hands, ladies and gentlemen, even if that means, well, sort of a race compared to the rest of the field, but you know, P9, P8 are still having a nice blast. The Wild Nell is having a fight with Ortiz, but they're all one lap down, and that's a little bit of a difference. The Wild Nell now, on the back of Oscar Ortiz, will he be able to get closer though? Because Ortiz is getting into that slipstream as well. And this is not really working for the South African. Oh, it's getting a train all over again. 7.2 seconds now, Becker and Callas. 21 laps to go. Yeah. Impossible is nothing. What was it again? Nike?
I'm gonna put my money on Becker. I'm just saying.
How much?
I'm gonna put my money on Becker.
How much you put on this Becker? I'm gonna put money on something. If I'm opening my Facebook now, there's one angry Greek in my inbox.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yes! Oh, you made a group chat with you and me. First things later. But he says, I'm very excited, I had no car, mirrors, nor blue flag. Okay. Well, unfortunately, he blames the spotter in rFactor 2. Shit happens. Becker is losing a little bit of grip, it seems, because he is swapping about on those on those last bit of corners. Is Sander Callas getting worried though? You know, because it's obvious for Sander that he just has to finish this race and use the tires that he is using now, and he still feels that he's in control, and he's actually gaining time again. On Becker, so if Becker is smart, he's gonna pit now because this is the time where he's losing.
Now look at the battle that's going on in front of Becker as well. That will not help him. It's a three-way battle with the Wild Nell deep. That battle up ahead of him is heating up quite hard, and he will lose time because of this. I'm sure. If Hamlet is smart, he'll get out of the way at least here. Oh, Becker. Yeah, Hamlet gets out of the way nicely.
He's even going for the slipstream.
The wall
there you go.
Well. Yeah, props to the wall as well. He's being pressured though instantly by Hamlet, is the wall.
Yeah, but I like it when people
yeah,
don't...
agree.
Yeah,
completely agree. Ortiz as well.
Yeah, great job from these guys. So 7.2. It's decreasing and decreasing. So the tires of Becker have worn off.
No. Yeah, give him another lap. Give him
6.7.
No. Give him this lap. Becker had to lap some traffic last time round. Give him this lap and then we can judge. And sure.
Oh. Felix van Delft, after having finished P2 2 weeks ago, he's gonna settle in for P3. He's definitely gonna do a good championship-wise.
So let's have a little look further down the field while this is all going on. Oscar Ortiz has to defend from the wall now down the main straight. The start-finish straight. What can the wall now do? He's pulling into the slipstream obviously. Harley Habnet, that's his name, right behind there as well. Having a little eye out on this battle. Is the wall going for some kind of move here? Doesn't look like it, a bit too far back. Ortiz at the inside cover. And this time Chris, again, Becker gains about 4/10 on Carlos. So.
It's not enough at this rate.
Not necessarily, no.
I mean, he is still, the laps are ticking down, so he's still 17 laps to go. He has to make the optimum work for this next stint. He's gonna go on the super softs, obviously. Van Delft into the pits as well. But he's not gonna make it efficient if he's gonna pit with 8 laps to go. He has to do it with 12 or 14 laps, so to speak, or maybe the next. However, the shorter his pit stop will be, in terms of fuel, you know, the faster he will be out as well, so he can gain 2 or 3 seconds there as well. It's going to be really tight. So Callas is going into traffic now.
Yeah, exactly.
So the gap is 7.3 as we speak, before the traffic is hitting Callas.
And is it for you as well, Chris? Carlos on his front right tire has a bit of a flat spot. It seems like. Oh!
Yeah, man. I mean, my graphic settings are on low entirely, but Becker pit. Okay, so now we will see what's up and what's going down. But dude, my graphics card is like, you know,
potato.
No, it's not potato. It's not like the Greek potato, but it's like. No, it has one cooler, so. No, but I'm happy. I'm happy with my computer.
That took longer for Becker than I anticipated, I think.
Yeah, every pit stop takes longer than everybody would like. But this gap is gonna be a little bit too much, I believe, by the looks of it. But
it's way too much.
I hope I'm wrong.
No, it's way too much.
It's gonna be 20, 25 seconds.
24.
24. Holy shit.
How? I'm sure Becker had some kind of thing in the pit lane. Previously a pit stop would be 25 seconds as well. He had a 7-second advantage, so that
would
be
around 30 seconds.
It would be about 18 seconds.
Not having that.
Pit entry.
Yeah.
Becker hit the wall on the pit entry, so I think his car had to be repaired. Now it's game over for sure.
Oh. They're still gaining time, but just imagine him with 15 seconds,
exactly.
16 laps.
I would have given him a fair chance if that was the case.
Oh, Beckertje toch. Sad. Cameron Roger has become an administrator. It's gonna be something. No. Gonna restart the race. That's gonna be something.
Becker gained 1 second in 1 sector last time. What the hell? That shows something, you know, that says something. The prime tire Callas has been on for a little while, and the option tire, the fresh option tires from Becker. But yeah, I would say this race is pretty much settled now. 16 more laps to go. Round 3 of the ACE Championship at Catalonia. We started with wet weather. It's dry now. We have got 4 laps on the, or 4 cars on the lead lap, and the rest has all been lapped at least once. So it shows something as well. It says something as well about Sander Callas and the way he has been driving. Same for Becker. I would say Becker has got plenty of positives to take with him after this round. His pace has been extraordinary, and honestly he has been keeping Sander Callas quite honest.
Mm-hmm.
And if it weren't for that, or if it wasn't for that little issue with the pit stop a second ago, he may have been able to put a lot of pressure on Carlos's shoulder for the last 3 laps or so. Maybe have a bit of a replay. I don't know if you remember it, Chris. 2016, so last year in WC with Kuba chasing down, who was it? One of the twisters. With 1 more lap to go, he just came a few tenths short. Who was that again? Was it Kiss? Maybe
Yeah,
Kiss.
could be something like that. I do remember Bono Huis and Rob van Starkenburg in, I believe, China 2013 to 2014, where Bono made up like in 5-6 laps time, he made up like 25 seconds to Rob, and you know, I should have eaten my keyboard afterwards, but you know, that was one of those moments where I got completely shocked at the speed and pace of Bono. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was another mod there, and you know, fresh tires and this and that. Yeah, so we are settling down for the later stage of the race, and Becker is giving it everything he's had. He's just running out of time, and laps most of all.
I don't think Andrei Borutovsky is going to hold on to 8th. He's got to, yeah, there we go. He even lets him go through. That's interesting. So Chris, who is the winner for you then today? Who are the winners?
Well, I should say Becker is giving it everything he's got, but I also have to say Felix is has moved up quite steadily up to the field, right?
Yep,
So,
definitely would agree. Other than Sander Carlos, of course, as well. Fantastic drive. But like you said as well, Chris, Becker has had extremely good pace. Has been able to keep Carlos quite honest.
Yeah.
But this is too much for Becker, of course. This
Yeah, it's
gap.
really sad about this pit entry then.
Yeah, indeed.
Tarif Roslan, yeah, that's going to be a nice surprise too. Jeroen made it work. Lucas Alves, yeah, will be reasonably happy with P5 if he finishes there. Really sad about Sergi Haras' disconnect.
Yeah, we all are.
So, definitely eventful with the start of this race being held in full wet conditions. Slowly moving up to the soft compound tire, super softs. Some a little bit slower than others. A big wing to go speed there and a thrower there. But yeah, not his day today. Definitely they were mistakes have been made for him, but also lessons could be drawn. Your conclusions of the race? Who takes the cake in your aspects? Would have you lapped these guys one by one?
No. Let's not go that way. Well, we have said it before. Carlos being a winner, Becker being a winner. Van Delft has been driving very well as well, but yeah, Giro, quiet race for him. Lucas Alves, I mean, possibly a guy you won't see much more often in the top 5, and I don't mean it in any kind of offensive way, obviously, but he has been driving steadily today, has been involved in a bit of action here and there as well. I think he'll be happy with 5th place. Roslan hasn't done any kind of silly, crazy things. Seems like a steady driver to have in your team. And Zarov being there was quite a spotlight on him in the opening stage of the race, with him starting on the Inter, or did he go to the Inter? I think he went to the Inter quite early, or he started on the Inter. I can't remember actually. But yeah, Shower, obviously in a negative way, had the spotlight on him as well. But whatever.
It happens.
Yeah, exactly, it happens. And with these conditions, is this the first wet race? No, it is not the first wet race in Ace, but it's relatively new. I mean, how often does it rain? Not that often, so it's new for most of these drivers.
Not in Bahrain. I mean,
Yeah,
in the UK it's like, when does the sun shine? You know, 10 days a year.
Yeah.
And it's gone. But it's one big island. Serves them right for being an island and stuff. No, but it's it's quite something, and it's lovely for real Formula 1 as well to have a little bit more of that. Definitely for Alonso in this Honda. You know, the power difference isn't that much. So,
10 more laps to go.
Indeed.
Counting down, as everything has been settled, I would say. Maybe Borodovsky could have a go at the Wild now, since Borodovsky is on fresh tires. Is the Wild on prime? Yes, he is. So Borodovsky could well move himself up into 9th place. And I think he will. He plays this smart. He's got 10 laps to do it, so 10 laps to do the job. And about a second gap to the wall in front of him. And he's got the first tires advantage, so shouldn't be too hard for Borodovsky to get that job done. And then we have got 14 drivers left in this race. Nutrition rate relatively high with the conditions we have seen today. 10 DNFs. Oh right,
Yeah,
it was Jos Araneda, of course, who took the gamble first and went to slicks, which turned out to be an awesome move. But then he was he got collided later on. But maybe Jos Araneda would have been a nice name to see in the top 5 or something like that, because that choice was awesome for going onto the slicks.
Oh. Nicht gut. Liebe Verbieter.
So remember, tomorrow Formula Sim Racing offers 2 more races. We'll start off with Pro. No kind of wet weather will be seen there, since those guys will be starting with dry conditions, and then later on the Spectacle. That's called the WC. Is Patel going to take another win? Who knows?
Most likely, I think.
Well, he's got a lot of competition.
I think Michele D'Alessandro can maybe look up for a surprise as well. I mean, that blue of Musto is really standing him strong. Or Twister? What was he driving now? Twister? Musto?
Twister.
At least he's looking fast in that bluish car. Updating Steam, because Steam is the worst program that has ever been written by any software writer ever. Sorry to leave you a little bit in the dark. To reconnect.
Yeah, the Alessandro is a twisted driver.
Twisted and twisted. I mean, it's really nice, those Italians with racing. I mean, it's the same with, you just need an Italian in Formula 1. Same time when Arrivi Bene, the team boss of Ferrari, comes into the screen, you just know, okay, there's something serious going on. There's a bearded Italian guy, you know, acting very seriously indeed. Something is happening here. And then you see Eric Boulier and you think, okay. Or is that just me? I mean, I'd rather meet Eric Boulier in a dark, forsaken alley than Arrivi Bene.
Really?
Yeah, because he looks so angry and like, he's like, I'm gonna punch him.
No, Chris, really?
Yeah.
I'm disappointed in you, man. I'm disappointed in you.
I would rather go into a conversation with Arrivi Bene, but those Italians with their hand gestures and their hand vocabularies, so nice.
I remember, since the race is flattening out a little bit, I would like to call it. You can ask questions if you wish in the comment section of the YouTube page. Maybe we can have a bit of a convo or a conversation going that way. Borotowski is still behind the wall now, not able to make any kind of ground really, despite being on those fresh tires, the fresh options. So he's got another 7 laps to do it. Maybe he can do it. He's getting closer though every lap, but only by a few tenths.
Will we see something crazy going on in the later stages here? Would be epic.
Oh, there goes Borotowski. Clip the inside curve while being behind the wall now. And you would think that that is the fight for P9 over. With six more laps to go. Yeah, clip the inside curve there. Car unsettled because of it. You can go over the curve, you can definitely climb it. Also depends the way, a little bit the way you've set up the car, but you cannot climb it too much. If the plank of the car, the bottom of the car, touches the curb, so you're right in the center of the curb with your car, then you've got a problem. If you touch the curb with the wheel, not a problem, but the plank may absolutely not touch that curb. So Becker obviously is faster than Callas, but
Yeah.
he won't make it. Yeah, he won't even get close, most likely even.
No, I think those 7-8 seconds are really costing him dearly.
Yeah.
It's also the psychological effect. I mean, if he would have 5-6 laps to go right at this stage and he would have 5-6 seconds of being that close behind him, it would be a totally different mind game. Yeah, the cookie crumbles as it is crumbling. "61 out of 66 laps have been completed. Sander Callas is making his way for the remainder of these 5 laps here. Becker is only allowed to follow, and only to follow in his grasps, so to speak. Delft and Jeroen being the only guys who haven't been lapped, and that's astonishing to say the least, because yeah, some people 3 laps down, that's just insane.
Yeah, it is indeed.
I haven't seen that since the HRTs. Good old HRTs. Have you been trolled today because it's the 1st of April, Jeroen?
Well, I woke up, you know, looked at my phone, had a look at the Facebook timeline, and immediately I saw, what was it?
Yeah, Honda
Fernando,
resignments.
yeah, Fernando Alonso moves to Renault, and was immediately like, oh god, not today, not this day. I hate
Well,
April Fool's Day.
I
It's,
definitely, I didn't think about it when I read that Honda would retire from the sport. I was instantly checking news sites. I'm like, what the fuck?
oh,
And
you
then
were
we
actually trolled as well.
yeah, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's 1st of April, I'll bet. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. That was my point. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Honda would say, okay, we gave it a shot. It's not working out as we hoped to. We're simply not up to the task. And it's probably about 1 or 2% that they're missing in performance, you know. But it's eminent. It's continuous. The entire race, every second, every millisecond, you're losing time. Not out of aerodynamic thing, but purely mechanical. But there's nothing you can do. I mean, if you have 2 identical cars and you put 50 kilograms in the other car extra, he's gonna be slower, you know, hands down. Yeah, it's just the way the sport goes, and it's the same negative aspect that's influencing Honda in that way. That also allows us to see the beautiful aspect when everything is running smoothly, because what Mercedes have done the past few years, they have really been on par on what's perfection and how a machine should be working, because technically it's the most stupid formula, because you know they want to make the sport cheaper, so what do? They invest in making a new motor, you know, a new engine. It's the stupidest thing you can do.
Same with the gearbox going from 7 to 8.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just stupid.
Yeah, it is. Let's cut the cost, but you know, create a whole new engine, but and have an 8-speed gearbox.
I even woke up late for Australia. I just saw the replay on 11 o'clock in the morning, and I wasn't surprised. It was kind of a boring race at some stages. But it was Australia. I mean, a higher downforce pattern and whatsoever. But we are seeing the same here a little bit as well. We have seen overtakes here this afternoon, but in Bahrain it was tending to get a little bit boring as well at later stages, because it's just, you know, everyone's in their slot and it's just a race towards the finish, and we are landing in that same category here as well. 13.8 being the lead, and it's gonna stay there, and we have our podium right here right now. So Jeroen, tonight having a nice disco party, Saturday evening fever?
Well,
Not today.
most likely doing a few laps on iRacing again.
Okay, so you're not the James Hunt guy. You got your title in WC, you know, and then you just party hard, you know, whatever.
No.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
No.
Okay. So
Would you be like that, Chris?
no. But I did hear that you were giving a lot of headshots in Counter-Strike to Mohammed Patel. Is that true?
Really? Where did you get that from?
No, I heard it from sources that you were giving Mohammed Patel like headshots all over the place.
Oh.
Wow.
More the other way around, I would say.
I don't know. I'm just trying to trigger some people here. Who is getting triggered here? Because I'm seeing some name switching about. Maybe it was an optical illusion. Or 1 or 2 laps down.
Vasilyev and Borutovsky are going
Oh, yeah.
at it quite hard, and they are going to involve a lot now in this run. Second, I would
Oh
say.
jeez. He definitely wants to hang on to 59. It's all he's got at this stage. They're 2 laps down, so they only need 2 more laps to go. A little bit of worry. I mean, yeah. My question is, with the last pit stop, would they reckon to put in like 4 or 8 liters less? We'll see. Tony Vasilev is really wanting this last point. It should be his, but yeah, there's no giving here. Only taking in Formula 1, and that's a good thing. 15 seconds the lead for Sander Kallas. It's humongous, you can say. Almost 2.5 tenths a lap, 3 tenths a lap. So that's steady. Has been fluctuating over and over, but yeah.
Look at this. Gorotowski then on the back of Vasilyev.
Sitting duck he is.
Defending. He's got good top speed though, Chris.
Yeah, you say that right.
Whoa.
Both drivers are sharp there. Yeah, Becker reaching the cliff here. We have another pit stop. Oscar Ortiz going for the fastest lap in the race, I'm sure. Because we're already in the last lap. Sander Callas is crossing the start-finish line now, isn't he? Winner of this race, Sander Callas in the Networks car has to avoid that standing car there. But in 1 minute 35 1 hour 35 minutes and 21 seconds, he makes the 66 laps around the Circuit de Catalunya. And Florian Becker cruising down to second place. Can be satisfied, it's his decision to feel whatever he wants to. But he's coming down in P2. Now the wait is for the next flag-to-flag driver, P3, Felix van Delft. He will be happy having started from P6 or P8, something like that. So it's going to be a nice party there. And obviously the biggest party will be at Netrex. 50 points out of 2 events, Sander Callas. And yeah, Sander is doing epic, making epic progress for the championship.
Van Delft then. Out of the final corner, the last podium spot is his. He finishes in P3, 58.4 seconds behind our leader, Sander Callas. Jeroen also coming across the line right now. Those guys have all made it clean. Well, some people can say that. We've got 10 DNFs. The last DNF was actually in lap 33. And since lap 33 onwards, so halfway through, we didn't have any other DNFs. That's quite an interesting fact for you. So all of the 10 DNFs were in the first 33 laps as the race is finished.
Yeah, it's definitely a clear race for Sander Callas. Relatively clear driving from the start. It's not, didn't really have to fend off anyone fighting for his lead. So good job for him. So tomorrow then, we will start off the day with Pro, and we end up obviously at 6-7 o'clock GMT +2 with WC, and what an eventful race that is going to be. Will it be rain? Not so sure about the expectations for that, but for that you have to tune in tomorrow again. Thank you very much for watching. Thank Applegate for doing the cameras here, and everybody else. Jeroen, happy to have you here again. Did you had a good time?
Always with you.
Nice. Really nice. Well, thank you very much for watching, and see you someday ever again. Bye bye.